calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
There are 4 games remaining in the regular season, and for Hanover and Rose-Hulman, this contest is another pivotal game for the top 6 spots and the upcoming HCAC basketball tournament. Hanover coming into this one at 9-5. They're tied for 4th place along with Franklin College. Hanover looking to move to 10-5 on the season, perhaps get to that number 3 spot and even maybe the number 2 spot in the tournament. Rose-Hulman, they come in at 7-7 right now, 6th in the conference, and they're hoping to move up, maybe tied with Franklin and Hanover by the time it is all said and done. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care, beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. It is almost tournament time, and as you can probably guess by now, these 2 teams that will be playing tonight have a lot to play for. They want to move up in the seeding. They want to maybe get a chance to host a game, Clark, and that's why this game is so important tonight.
Every game is important here in the Heartland Conference, and to have that home team, the home cooking, to be able to sleep in your own bed, got to have those wins if you want to continue to get to that top 6 and even higher to get a home game during that HCAC tournament. It is a crucial game for both teams tonight.
Last time these 2 teams met, though, it was Hanover getting the win down in Hanover, though it was a close ball game. We talked about before we started the broadcast today, this is Rose-Hulman team that just doesn't play as well as home as they do on the road.
And during that game down in Hanover, Rose got off to a fantastic start, even had a lead at halftime, but Hanover kept chipping away, and ultimately come out with a win. I think they're off to it. You got to get a fast start again tonight, hit some threes, get that offense going, play through the post with Miles McGowan. That's going to be critical for them to get off to a good start.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this Hanover Ball Club overall. When you look at the players they have, very talented. They got some guys who can stroke the basketball. They can play inside. They out-rebound their opponents on average all year long. They're going to be tough here tonight simply because, again, they're number 4 in the conference tied with Franklin. It'd be a big win for them tonight to possibly move into the number 3 spot.
Get a little cushion, right? Get a little separation from the bottom 2 spots of the conference title. You mentioned rebounding, Troy. They're plus 2.6 on the boards. and only 11.3 turnovers. So they take care of the ball. They do an excellent job. And what I find interesting is their ability to get to the free throw line, and we'll talk about that later. Ty Houston, kind of the straw that stirs the drink, averages almost 16 points, 43% from behind the line, so you get that inside-outside factor that really helps this Panther offense go.
When we come back, we'll talk about Rose-Hulman again. 7-7 in the conference. We'll scout to the Fighting Engineers coming up next right here on RHIT.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, expecting a decent crowd here tonight for this contest. We're going to keep an eye on another game tonight, Clark. That'll be the Franklin and Manchester. That's number 4 against number 3. That's at Manchester, because that could have, if in fact, either one of those two teams wins that game, it's going to be a factor for either Hanover or Rose-Hulman. So, again, another big game.
And Manchester, this was the time of the year they really turned it on. It wasn't until the last week of the season last year that Manchester was able to grab that #1 spot and host the HCAC semifinals and finals. They would love to be in that position again, but tonight will be a big night to determine who's going to host.
All right, Rose-Hulman, last time we were here, they beat Defiance. Only a 7-point lead at halftime, and I know head coach was not happy about the way they played defense, gave up too many layups, and then they really clamped down in the second half, went on to a big win, and it really starts with Miles McGowan inside.
Miles McGowan, the game is played inside out, Troy, and Miles McGowan, someone who has earned all conference honors, player of the week honors, averages almost 16 points a game and 9 rebounds, almost a double-double machine. 53% field goal. You got to get him the ball, get him going early, and I like the fact that he's a smart enough player that he's going to recognize a double team. If it's single coverage, he can take advantage and attack, but he's also got some guys that can shoot the rock and kick it out to if those double teams come.
Yeah, Rocco Ritchie's one of those. Another one is Kobe Studemeyer. And then you think about Bradley Harden, the lone senior guys who can shoot it from the outside.
Well, and I want to highlight Studemeyer. You know, you look at his games against Transy. He had 33 and 26, and we were here doing that Transy game where he had 33 and they upset Transy. Last time out against Hanover, 2 points, 0 for 5 shooting. Studemeyer needs to get that Mamba mentality tonight. A little revenge. It's an opportunity for him to make up for that game where he didn't play so well. I think he's looking forward to this contest.
You know, one thing about Rose, before we take our last break, they've been playing a lot of different combinations over the last couple of games trying to find that right spark.
They have. And with so many new guys this year, it's hard to get that in the season to try to find something that gels and works, and whose personality is better starting, whose is better coming off the bench. And Coach is really working at that, and hopefully they get the right ingredients for tonight's game.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off coming up here from Rose-Hulman. It's the Panthers and the Fighting Engineers right here on RHIT.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all their reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Welcome back again to Rose-Hulman. Fighting Engineers and the Panthers of Hanover set to do battle here tonight. Let's go down to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
At guard number 11, Pam Freeman. At guard number 14, Michael Donovan. At guard number 21, Todd Houston. At guard number 25, Max Brittenmore. And at forward number 32, Colton Sager. The Panthers are coached by John Miller. And now to make the starting lineup for you, Rose-Hulman, the Engineers. At guard, the 5'9" sophomore from Jeffersonville, Indiana, number 2, Toby Studemeyer. At guard, the 6-foot senior from Alexandria, Virginia, number 3, Bradley Hardy. At guard, the 6'2" freshman from Mount Orem, Wisconsin, number 11, Rocco Ritchie. At forward, the 6'8" freshman from Osgood, Indiana, number 23, Cole Brown. And at forward, the 6'7" junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 42, Miles McGowan.
There you have starters for tonight's matchup. Clark, let's talk about keys to this one as you see it going in.
Well, if you look at Rose-Hulman, offensive starts with Miles McGowan and having his awareness, whether it's a double team and being able to attack, get Kobe Studemeyer going. We talked about pregame, only 2 points in their first matchup. Compete on the rebounds. They have a differential of a negative 1.1 on the board for Rose, and don't foul. One of the things I think will be a big key in this matchup, Troy, is to the free throw line. Hanover has taken over 100 more free throws this year than Rose-Hulman. So it tells you that they attack the paint. And so if you're Rose-Hulman, play defense without fouling. If you're a Hanover, keep attacking and mix up your coverages on McGowan and contest those three-pointers. Let's see how it all shakes out, Troy.
And keep an eye on Coleman Sater because he's from your neck of the woods.
He's an Edgewood Mustang, and so is one of the officials. Jeremy Swafford, Mustang Fever is alive and well here in Terre Haute.
All right, it'll be Rose-Hulman basketball. This will be McGowan inside with a right hand. Off to a good start.
That was way too easy. One-on-one, kind of clearing out his side. McGowan able to do some damage. Goes to that left shoulder.
So now it'll be Hanover basketball. Good look here at Sater on the drive. He'll spin against McGowan, tries to body him up on the low block, can't get the shot off. Now it'll be Freeman, loses the basketball. Turnover, and now we may have a jump ball right here, and we will. Possession arrow in favor of Hanover.
Well, great job by McGowan. Sater tried to use his speed there to get a step ahead, but McGowan's able to maintain leverage as well. Didn't break that rule of verticality. Good defensive stance, jump ball, Hanover possession.
I see the toughness in Sater, the toughness you have too. It's identical.
We dive on the floor of Mustangs.
I can see that. Shot clock at 29. Freeman on the inbound in the corner. Here is a three by Houston, and it's good.
Good set out of bounds. Actually, I thought it was getting close to a 5-second call. Troy, it seemed like they got a lot of time there, but Houston wide open. Knocks it down.
Rocco Ritchie will find McGowan. This will be Harden. Back to McGowan. 17 on the shot clock. Pride will hand off to Studemeyer. Studemeyer spins, gives it back to Pride for three. It's short, and the ball run down in the corner by Sater. Here come the Panthers once again. Freeman across the timeline. The kick out. This will be Donahoe. And the drive once again by Houston. He'll find Donahoe outside for the three. The miss. McGowan with a rebound.
Good recovery by the Rose defense there. Let's see if they can get something on the offensive end. Try to get back to McGowan. Such an easy first possession bucket.
That is McGowan out front. Rocco Ritchie covered up quickly by Freeman. Studemeyer with a right-hand dribble to the baseline. Back to McGowan. He draws the double team. Pride will receive. 7 on the shot clock. Harden in the lane. Shot on the way, no good. And high for the rebound. And finally running it down in the corner will be Greenamoyer. This is Freeman now to Greenamoyer. 3-2 lead. Hanover up by 1. This is Houston. Feeds inside the kick out. Here's a three on the way, and that's in and out as Sater can't get it to go. Studemeyer pushes it quickly back the other way. Rocco Ritchie at the top, looking left, gives it back to Pride. Now Studemeyer. Studemeyer back to Pride, sets for three, and got it.
Nice pick and pop there by Cole Pride. If you watch Hanover's defense in the half court, when there's a side pick and roll, they're forcing baseline. So that pick and pop's going to be there if they continue to have that coverage.
This is Freeman with the basketball, second leading scorer on the team, or actually third leading at 8.1 points per game. Good defense outside by Pride. It'll go back to Freeman. Here's Donahoe, the drive with the left hand, and a late whistle and a foul called against Rose-Hulman.
Great call there by official Swafford as the drive was there. Pride contested the shot but got him with the body after the shot. Go to the free throw line.
Cole Pride will pick up the foul. It is very rare. In fact, there's nothing more rare than to have three individuals from Ellettsville in the same gym that aren't playing at Ellettsville.
It is. It's rarefied air. And there's even some in the stands, too.
Wow.
This is Cole Pride that pick and pop three in that last Rose possession.
Second free throw good by Donahoe. Averages 5.6 points per game. We're tied at 5. Hanover picking up full court. Studemeyer across the timeline. Here comes McGowan to set the high screen. Studemeyer was looking back to see if McGowan was coming. Pride, entry pass to McGowan. McGowan running out of room, and they're going to say stepped out of bounds. In fact, you saw it before your friend did.
I did. But I like the high-low action. That's the one advantage that Rose needs to continue to exploit. No one has the size to cover McGowan in the post. Keep going to him and just give him some space and let him read the defense.
So now it'll be Hanover basketball. 19 on the shot clock. They look down low. The ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. Might have been touched by Harden. One thing you noticed about Hanover, Houston will average nearly 30 minutes per game, as does Greenamoyer. Freeman at 22, Sater at 21. Those guys log some big minutes. You don't see many guys coming off the bench with those kind of minutes either.
Yeah, that makes them a big part of their offense, and they got to play smart basketball and not foul to stay on the court for that long, and it shows you their importance to this coaching staff.
Houston lost the basketballs last touched by Rose-Hulman. He's a fifth-year player, and you can kind of tell he's a little bigger than most of them. Nice pass inside, layup good. Sater, again, the 6'4 junior out of Ellettsville. I saw a little spark of pride in your eye on that shot.
We do the shot fake well in Ellettsville.
You do. Here is Harden. McGowan will give it off to Studemeyer. Studemeyer back to McGowan, 15-footer on the way. Can't get the roll, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Harden. It'll go over to Hanover.
There you see it, though, a perfect example, Troy, of what Hanover's philosophy is on that side pick and roll. They want to funnel everything to the baseline. They don't want the ball to get to the middle. And that pick and pop, that little 15-footer, that's a great jump shot for McGowan. Don't be afraid to take that all night long.
Timeout on the floor, 7-5 Hanover.
A good engineer, A good mathematician and good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your students to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Hey, don't forget you can unleash the power and passion of Indiana SRN, where you always have a front row seat. Contact us at sales@indianasrn.org, and we can discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that will maximize your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. Now, there are some big games going on tonight. We're going to try to keep an eye on that Franklin-Manchester game. Other games tonight, Bluffton is at Transy. We are projecting Transy will win that contest. Mount St. Joe plays at Defiance. We're taking Mount St. Joe on that one. Earlham will be on the road at number 1 Anderson. I think you know who we'll pick there. Then, of course, you have the Manchester-Franklin game. Franklin beat Manchester, or I should say Manchester won at Franklin the last time, 68-65 in a close contest.
And Manchester's got a really small team that really just spaces you and drive and kick, and it's just modern-day basketball, but the ball doesn't stick. The ball moves. It's very unselfish. They're a fun team to watch. That'll be a good matchup tonight's.
By the way, all the starters stay in the lineup following that timeout. Here's Freeman on the drive, the step through, and then we'll find Houston on the right wing, guarded by Rocco Ritchie. Houston drives, and we got a foul call against Rocco, and I know that the Rose-Hulman bench kind of jumped up real quick on that one. Didn't particularly care for that foul call there.
Second team foul on Rose-Hulman, and you're sending Houston to the line where he's a 75% free throw shooter, and he knocks down the first.
Last time they got together, Houston had 13. Cam Freeman had 15. Avery Saunders came off the bench with 13. We'll see Saunders coming in the lineup right now. And Max Greenamore had 12. Second free throw. And an early 9-5 lead now for Hanover. Little token pressure here just to use some little bit of clock.
Yeah, they do that after they make that second free throw. Not necessarily to really turn you over as much as that just you said, Troy. Use some clock so your shot clock's down to about 20 instead of 30.
Rocco Ritchie for 3, missed it. By the way, Janigas in the ball game now. Jack Janigas out of Vancouver, Washington for Rose-Hulman. Here's a downtown three. Good. How about that from Greenamoyer?
That one was deep too, Troy. Almost from the Rose-Hulman bench.
Wow,
and a hand in his face. A contested three.
No kidding. 12-5, biggest lead of the ball game. Janigas posting up down low. Here's McGowan at the top. We'll find Harden. Shot fake drive. And drew contact and will go to the line for 2.
Good aggressive play by Harden. That time the Hanover defense left the middle open. I love the attack middle because if you got help, it's an easy pass, or maybe not easy pass, but the right play is through the block to your bigs, and it also puts them out of defensive rebounding position.
So here's Harden. He's the lone senior on this ball club at the free throw line, and he misses the first.
But he's owning that mustache. That looks really good on him.
He is. Bet there's a lot of those in Ellettsville, too.
There are.
Second free throw is good. 1 of 2 for Harden. And I think that is good. So a 6-point lead. By the way, the other game we're keeping an eye on, Grizzlies and Spartans, they're tied at 7 in the first half of their contest. Here's Freeman, three-pointer way short. Here comes Harden in the fast break. And then he lost the basketball. Freeman going for the steal. McGowan will give it off to Studemeyer.
Fortunate for Harden, he was able to come up with that. Let's see if they can score.
Rocco Ritchie finger roll is good.
Good take by Ritchie. He had a step on the defense. No one came over to help and cut him off. he was able to have that little scoop shot and cut the lead to 4.
Entry pass will find Donahoe. He'll kick it now to Saunders, who has checked into the lineup, as we mentioned. Here's a drive, and a traveling call will go against Cam Freeman.
Yeah, I think they called him for a little push-off. I think that right arm or that left arm as he was driving got up and extended a little bit. The official called the foul. Both teams now with 2 team fouls, as that's the first on Cam Freeman.
So Freeman, the 6'2 freshman, picks up his first. And a 4-point ball game as you get a look at Hardin. We'll bring it up the floor against Freeman. This is Rocco Ritchie with the basketball, trying to get McGowan down low. In the lineup as well for Hanover. And we'll check that change as the reverse layup missed by McGowan.
Yeah, he had C.J. Walls, a freshman 6'1", guarding him, so they go with the smaller person. McGowan with a nice spin move, just couldn't finish, but I like the matchup. Keep feeding McGowan, especially if the 6'1" guard is guarding him in the post.
Hanover really spreading the floor, 12 on the shot clock. Here's a 3 on the way, no good by Walls. He averages 7 points per game. Rocco Ritchie pushing the tempo once again. This will be McGowan to Studemeyer. Jenigas down low, and then a bad pass stolen away. This will be Donahoe, and Donahoe lays it in for 2.
Nice body control by Michael Donahoe after that steal. Studemeyer trying to cut him off, but really just trying to disrupt his rhythm. Donahoe able to put it off the glass on the fast break.
Lead back to 6. This will be Studemeyer. Guarded there by C.J. Walls. 3-pointer up and good.
Give him some room. Let him cook. Let him operate one-on-one. He's got speed to get by you. He can do that little step back, and if he finds his rhythm, he can get hot and he can be dangerous.
This is Walls on the drive. That one way off the mark. Not a good shot at all there by Walls. This is Hardin back the other way. Rocco Ritchie trying to get it inside. Back once again to Studemeyer. Here is Hardin for 3. Can't get it to fall. Nobody there to rebound, though, for Rose-Hulman. Here's Walls with the basketball. Will get the screen, and a moving screen called on Saunders. He just picked up his second.
Here's that screen. Here's that 3-pointer by Studemeyer. That dribble, that rhythm dribble to his right, knocks it down. Hanover's lead now 3.
We'll take a timeout. Hanover 14, Rose-Hulman 11.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
Rose-Hulman basketball brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Your thoughts early on this one?
Yeah, I think if I'm Hanover, they're 2 of 6 from the three-point line. That 6 of their 9 shots have been threes. I think they need to start attacking the paint. If you're Rose-Hulman, try to get Studemeyer going, get him in the middle. And obviously, Miles McGowan, when he's in the game. First play looked really pretty, and they haven't really got him to the post since. So try to get back to that formula.
Sam Piantek has checked in. Also in the lineup will be Simon Blair, so a bunch of changes here for Rose-Hulman. That is Blair with the basketball. Now it'll be Harden, 2 on the shot clock. Harden launches it and misses, and the rebound pulled down by Greenemoyer. Rose wasting no time in transition. William Harold is also checked in. That is Harold, 16 feet away, nothing but net.
Well, that was textbook for him, too. Go to your left, 2 dribbles, come to a jump stop under control, get his feet under him, get square, and knocks it down. Nice play by William Harold, the freshman.
Not a ton of scoring on the floor right now other than Studemeyer. So far for Rose-Hulman. Simon Blair. Janigas stays in the ball game. Shot clock down to 7. Janigas for 3. That shot was really flat, and the rebound pulled down by Walls.
And it seems like Rose is settling. They're not getting anything in their half-court offense, so they're left with having the ball with 5 seconds or less on the shot clock, and they're only getting shots from about 25 feet.
Walls shoots again and misses. Offensive rebound down low. Sneaking in there was Sater. Here's another shot on the way from 3. That's going to be missed by Kyle Krim, who's checked in. Here is the drive, and the shot good by the senior Harden.
Yeah, there you go. Take it to the basket. Little hesitation there. Get to the paint. I think good things will happen if you drive.
Lead back to 3. We made it under 10 minutes, and there's another turnover for Hanover. Krim coughed it up. Studemeyer, catch and shoot, got it.
In rhythm. About the first time I think that they've had a transition basket. Studemeyer with his second 3, and we're tied.
Earlier was a 7-point lead, correct?
It was. Hanover was up 7. We're now tied with under 10.
The drive and off the glass. Nice touch by Greenemoyer.
Greenemoyer with a good answer. Janigas on the help. Greenemoyer made a nice decision to pull up from about 5 feet instead of taking it all the way to the basket.
Janigas against Walls. Spins to the baseline. Had too much spin on it. And the rebound pulled down by Harold. Here come the Panthers. Quickly back the other way. Quick 3. Up and good. How about the shooting by William Harold?
Harold hit that 15-footer. Saw that ball go through the net. And again, caught that one in rhythm from behind the line. And a good little run. It's a nice shot by Harold.
That one hit the net. By the way, Harold, a 49% three-point shooter. The drive, basket good by Harden.
Again, giving up the middle. Harden was able to jab step to move Harold. Was able to find that angle to the middle of the basket. No one's able to stop him.
Hanover still holding on to a 3-point lead. 15 on the shot clock. Here's another 3 on the way. That's good. Let me tell you what, he's making it look easy, Harold.
It's pure, isn't it? And just even you can tell he's a shooter by that rotation. He gets his feet set, that elbow's underneath him. It looks really good. You got to make him put it on the floor.
Out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky, Studemeyer down low. This will be Harden straight away, guarded there by Krim. The drive and shots off the mark. He thought he got fouled.
Yeah, tough no call there by Harden. Thought he initiated some contact.
Nice pass down low and a lot of contact underneath. That will put C.J. Walls to the line. Very unselfish play there by Hanover. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. 7:44 to go first half. Hanover leads it by 6. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, where they offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. They have a great staff, but the food is better than the staff. Just ask Keith Myers. Check them out Wednesday through Sunday. Give them a call at 317-760-1640. By the way, Rose-Hulman bringing Rocco Ritchie back in, Cole Pride back in the lineup, and also Miles McGowan will check in, and also Benny Smith, who's got more playing time of late.
Yeah, Benny Smith getting used to the pace of the game from high school to college. Been practicing really well, so starting to get earn more playing time by the way he's performing in the games and the way he's practicing.
C.J. Walls will get another, then he'll come out of the lineup. We're going to see Ty Houston check back in. He's had a long break, 5 points for Houston.
And then I'd expect a little token pressure by the Panthers. And, of course, it doesn't come to fruition.
Got to hit the free throw,
right? Got to hit
right?
that free throw.
Stoudemire to McGowan against Walls. McGowan backing his man down, and before the shot, a foul call against C.J. Walls. He's only 6'1", so that's a tough guard for him down low.
It is, but you can tell the way he's built. He's a real strong young man, and that's what they were relying on. But now he comes out of the game, and Ty Houston subs for him. Be interesting. We talked about how many minutes Ty Houston plays if they're going to keep him on McGowan.
Rocco Ritchie, shot fake drive off the glass, good.
Nice. That's a second little drive for Rocco Ritchie, and a little runner off the glass. It's been a good play for him tonight.
Freeman will find a wide open Donahoe, who missed the three. McGowan comes away with it. Here come the Fighting Engineers once again. They're looking down low to Cole Pride. This will be Smith looking for the angle. Nothing there. It'll be McGowan. Here's Pride. Pride with the left-hand dribble gets forced out. Here's Smith once again to McGowan. Shot clock down to 8. McGowan forces his way in, and a foul call. They're going to get Ty Houston.
Now that's a tough cover for Ty Houston. He's so important to Hanover in terms of minutes, in terms of leadership, in terms of production. I don't know if I'd want to keep him on McGowan. I know he's 6'3", and McGowan comes in at 6'7". I never liked the small guys guarding me in the post, though. I didn't like them underneath me, Troy.
Yeah.
You just couldn't get any leverage, and maybe that's the philosophy they're going with. I know Hanover doesn't have a ton of size. They've got 6'7", and 6'6", and 6'8" on their bench. Maybe those guys will get some run, but good sign, though, for McGowan to hit 2 free throws in a row, as he's only 58% free throw shooter, and they lead down to 3.
Yeah, the game Grizzlies now lead the Spartans 19-16 up at Manchester as they play in the first half. Here it's back to a 3-point lead. Good look at Houston. Houston, pull-up shot on the baseline, missed it. Rebound pulled away by Benny Smith.
That was a tough shot, a contested shot from the baseline, and they go right back to McGowan.
McGowan against Sater. Kicks it out, throws it away. Here's Freeman. Freeman one to beat. A pair of 11s going at each other, and Freeman wins that battle.
Well, credit the defense of Sater in the post there. He's strong, too. A little bit taller than Houston, but I think his role is more defined as playing that tough defense in the post. He was able to body McGowan. McGowan kind of lost his balance, which led to the live ball turnover and the easy 2.
Here's Harden. Pride as they play it around the perimeter to McGowan. Shot clock down to 9. McGowan trying to back his man down. Will find Pride from 17. Good.
Inside, outside. Everyone becomes a better shooter when that ball comes from the post. Pride's able to step into it and knock it down. Nice decision by McGowan.
Back to a 3-point lead. Here's a downtown 3 once again, short, as Harold can't get it to go. Now, he's hit a couple of big shots tonight, but that one came up short.
And that one was a little more contested. They were a little tighter in the coverage, and he didn't have as much room to get the ball out in front of him and go through his shooting motion, which made that one a little short. Now Rose-Hulman responding after being down 8 or 7 while ago again for a second time. They could either, let's see if they can tie it or come to within 1.
That is Pride out on the high post along with McGowan. Harden, entry pass and a foul call on the reach by Coleman Sater. That'll be his first.
Team foul number 6, so that'll put Rose-Hulman in the bonus now of the last 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Again, that's one of those, you get the smaller guy and you're posting up. If you can't feel them, they'll contest those entry passes to the post.
Nice spin to the baseline, but missing it is McGowan. Donahoe out on the run now for the Panthers. Donahoe against Smith, leans in, missed it. Battle for the rebound, and who's going to come away with it? Saved almost. Great hustle there by Cole Pride.
That ball hung on the rim so long, Troy, that the defense kind of messed up their timing, both teams, in terms of trying to get that rebound. Good hustle, though, by Rose. Just couldn't keep it in play.
They'll reset the shot clock at 20. Ty Houston averaging 15.5, only 5 so far. He has it out on the high post against Rocco Ritchie. Shot clock now at 9. Good look here at Greenemoyer. Greenemoyer working against Harden. Fires this one. That's a bad shot. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, but to get an offensive board. Greenemoyer. The drive and the kick once again. Here's Freeman. Shot fake. Feeds inside, and the layup good. Good ball movement to Sater.
And getting downhill was Cam Freeman, and he was the beneficiary of another pass that really the defense was in a scramble mode. He was able to get it to Sater for the easy 2.
This will be Pride. Benny Smith with the basketball, gets it back outside once again to McGowan. McGowan backs his man down. That's Houston. McGowan can't get it to go, and we've got a rebounding foul against Hanover.
Yeah, it's getting physical in the post, and that's what they're trying to do with McGowan. I'd like to see him catch it in the post and then give him an inside pivot so he can see the defense, and then just shoot the little 5-footer over him.
We have a timeout on the floor. 3:46 remaining, first half, 29-24.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SED Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information or maybe you'd like to volunteer, give them a call at 317-686-6239. I stand corrected on the shot on the three-point attempt the other way by Ty Houston, right? Was Houston shot that?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was.
But anyway, there was only 1 second.
But they got the offensive rebound, so they actually played through it. You kind of look at the stats, Troy, really fairly close. The one thing that sticks out in my mind is field goal percentage, Hanover at 45%. Rebounds, though, Hanover 14, Rose-Hulman 10. There's the advantage getting some second opportunities.
And you don't see Hanover get out rebounded very often. Free throw is missed.
Oh, and that was the front end on the 1-to-1 too.
So the first miss of the night for Miles McGowan. Here's Houston against Pride. Houston, a little up and under with the left hand. Good, great
nice move. Yeah, able to keep that pivot foot and kind of spin off of that pivot foot, get to the other side of the rim for an easy score.
You know, McGowan is going to get called for that foul, and I think that's a good call because Houston was fronting him, and you could see the arm extend.
Yeah, again, they're smaller and they're strong, so they get underneath him. You really just can't get lower and get any leverage. That's why I'd really like to see him catch the ball in the post and just inside pivot and then shoot over the top of him. You don't have to worry about initiating that contact. He's going to be tall enough to get that 5-7 foot jump shot right there close to the paint.
So a 7-point lead back in the ball game will be C.J. Walls. And Hanover tried to build on that lead before we get to halftime. This is Houston. Jump stop. Shot is too hard, and the rebound by Cole Pride. So now Rose-Hulman looking back down to McGowan. You see C.J. Walls trying to get underneath him. Pride will shoot it from 3 and miss it. And high for the rebound, Greenemoyer.
Also, notice how far out that they're having McGowan post. They're really pushing him off that block, so even if he does catch it, he's about 7 feet away.
Another 3 missed by C.J. Walls. I think he's kind of playing to the crowd over here. They're daring him to shoot it.
Yeah.
Here's McGowan, this time against Houston. The double team coming, a lot of contact. They're going to get C.J. Walls on his second foul.
Yeah, Walls digging down just from the perimeter. Couldn't stop his momentum as McGowan picked up his dribble. Let's see if Miles can convert from the free throw line. He missed his last front end of a 1-and-1. Really needs both of these to go as the lead's back up to 7.
Coming into the lineup now for Hanover will be Matt Munoz, 6'7", so it gives him a little bit of the size you talked about earlier.
Yeah, Southport Cardinal Matt Munoz.
Free throw good this time by McGowan. By the way, right now, Franklin leading Manchester 30-18.
Wow, that would be an upset.
That'd be a big win there for Franklin. Second free throw is good. Well, that makes this game even more important for Hanover, doesn't it?
Yeah, you continue to add to that cushion and guarantee yourself that first round home game.
So Hanover, their lead at 5 as we come up on 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Clark will be talking to the men's golf coach right at halftime.
Yeah, John Lester, excited. Not the former pitcher from the Cubs, but John Lester, men's and women's head golf coach.
Greenemoyer had it stripped away. Studemeyer will
pass.
find McGowan. Missed it inside. He thought maybe he got fouled by Munoz.
Good pass by Studemeyer, finding the cutting McGowan in transition. Just couldn't finish.
Shot clock at 18. This will be Greenemoyer with the basketball. Drew the double team, and then they'll peel away and give it off now to Freeman. Skip pass in the corner. 3-pointers on the way, missed by Donahoe. Coming up on a minute remaining. This is Studemeyer. Looking down low to Janigas. Now it'll be the 3 by Harden. Can't get that one to fall.
That was a good look, too. A nice little play. Harden kind of got lost in the shuffle. He's got a nice down screen by McGowan. Just couldn't finish.
Good look here at Freeman. He takes a look back at the bench to see what they want to run here. Munoz will set that high screen against Harden. Back outside to Munoz for 3. Missed it. Boy, they've settled for a couple of threes, haven't they?
They sure have, and that's not their game. They need to get to the free throw line. It's easy, we talked about earlier, to kind of settle.
Rocco Ritchie will find McGowan, blocked from behind by Houston.
Smart play by Houston, and now they can almost get the last shot as the shot clock at 23, game clock at 25.
Timeout by Hanover. It'll be a 30-second timeout. And I want to remind you that tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction as well as metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. If you'd like to start your career with Boilermaker Union Local 374, give them a call at 219-845-1000. By the way, that lead for Franklin's been cut down to 6, 32-26. They're down to 4 minutes remaining in the first half of that contest.
Troy, some scoring for you with 24 seconds left. Houston leads Hanover with 7 points, and for Rose-Hulman, they're paced by Studemeyer. Studemeyer with 6 points on 2 threes, and McGowan also has 6 points on 4 of 5 from the free throw line, so a good showing from McGowan, but only 1 of 7 from the field. He's getting some good looks, but again, they're tough, contested, physical looks that he's got to continue to play through.
By the way, the Fighting Engineers will bring Simon Blair back in. That'll give them some size against Matt Munoz. There is a difference of about 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. This is Freeman. Houston against Rocco Ritchie. Houston on the drive, kicks in the corner. Here's a downtown three, might have been partially blocked as William Harold checked in the lineup. It was a shot clock violation because the ball did not hit the rim.
Yeah, and Harold had a tough day. He didn't get a clean catch there, which allowed the defense an extra step to even recover and have that contested three. Now you got 3 seconds for Rose-Hulman. I like Studemeyer coming in here. You can get downhill and maybe look for him in the corner.
Rose-Hulman's going to call a timeout right here to try to set up a good look. Everything's going to have to go toward, of course, the basket because you just don't have that much time.
Right. 3 seconds, it's at least 3 or 4 dribbles. You can get 3 dribbles and maybe a pass or 2. You can really get a pretty good look. Not to mention they're in the bonus, right?
Yeah.
So any kind of contact, you can earn some an opportunity to get some points at the free throw line. But I like to see, look for the inbounder to maybe get the ball back, and you got shooters in the corners, and you just be able to read the defense.
You could see, at least from our vantage point, we could see Hanover asking where that ball was going to be placed so they know where they're going to put their defense.
Yeah, maybe put Munoz, who's 6'7", they could put him on the ball to make it hard to inbound. And I say that, and they take Munoz out of the game. So good job by me. Way to break it down.
I would have left him in.
Well, they're going to play 5-on-4 coverage here.
Janigas will inbound. Here's Studemeyer. Clock has started. Studemeyer on the drive, gets the shot off in time, but leaves it short. We will head to the locker room with Hanover on top of this one, 31-26. Kind of the game we expected so far, maybe not for Hanover. We thought maybe they'd get to the line a little bit more than they did in the first half.
Yeah, just a little bit of a scoring drought. Credit Hanover with, I think, the story of the game so far, Troy, has been their interior post defense. We just mentioned Miles McGowan. He has 6 points, but 1 of 7 from the field. They were doing a really good job of just making offense hard for him and bodying him up. I think that's been the story so far.
All right, we'll take a timeout. It is halftime. It's Hanover on top, 31-26, right here on RHIT.TV.
Where's John?
So I started working on Babcock Ranch 16 years ago. We designed a sustainable community that is also storm resilient, and also it has a ton of flood control associated with it. It has 75 megawatt solar facilities on site, which will cover the entire 18,000 acre community. In September of 2022, we had Hurricane Ian. We had 150 mile an hour sustained winds for about 10 hours and 21 inches of rain. Babcock really had little to no damage at all. We were the only place in a 2-county area that had any electric or any available drinking water that did not need to be boiled. And Rose really prepares you to go out, think outside the box, and problem solve. And I think for any major at Rose-Hulman, that's what you're getting. You have the ability to go out and create something new and innovate and change the way that we live as humans today.
Welcome back to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, this HCAC matchup with Rose-Hulman and Hanover. Hanover clinging to a 5-point halftime lead. With us is John Lester, the head men's and women's golf coach. First of all, Coach, congratulations. We hear the interim tag has been lifted.
It has been lifted. It's been we're going on to 2 years here at the end of the year, and really excited. It's been a lot of fun.
Tell us a little bit about where you're from and your journey to get here to Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Philadelphia suburbs, went to college about an hour north of Pittsburgh, and then I spent a lot of time coaching basketball. So when I got here to Rose, it was as the assistant men's basketball coach, and they got here and they said, hey, you get to coach the golf team as well. And I said, awesome. So I did that for 8 years, and then this was having before last year. Our AD came to me and said, hey, our women's coach had left at the time and said, hey, I'm interested in consolidating the golf coach into one position. Are you interested in it? And I said, absolutely. So.
Well, as an avid golfer, you can't beat the sport being outside and just the ultimate challenge it has. And this women's team, how about this? In the national tournament 3 years in a row. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yep. No. So Kevin, who was our coach before, did a phenomenal job. Just really working, recruiting, really built that program up. I'm trying not to screw it up. But last year we ended up winning the conference again. Finished in the top 25. A lot of work, and the girls have worked really, really hard. Just in terms of the work that they put in, the effort. It's not easy being a student athlete here at Rose-Hulman.
No, it is not.
And so just really, really excited for them. And, I think we got a chance to do it again this year, so I'm excited.
What goes into recruiting in golf? Are the athletes sending you videos and scorecards and such? I know there's probably not like or maybe there's a recruiting service. How do you go about getting your student athletes?
Especially where we are in this era of junior golf, it's a really big thing around the country. So especially your high level caliber players are playing a lot of junior AJGA, Hurricane Tour, like tons of junior golf. So for me as a golf coach, it makes it easy because I can find players who I know are really good players. Now I got to figure out, do they want engineering? Do they have the grades to be able to get into a place like this? So a lot of my time is focused on trying to contact those players who I know are good enough players and kind of figure out who wants what we have to offer.
Now, as we take a look at the men's side, you guys are going to be hosting this year the HCAC tournament. Will that be at Hulman Links?
We are. We're playing it down at the Country Club this year. So that's been something that we're really excited to host. So where we have gone now. So it used to be 2 schools would host, and you'd have a split. You had the conference championship, on a split weekend. So we might host, and another team would host each of the 2 weekends. Now it's down to 1 weekend, so you only get this once every 10 years. So we're really excited to host. Home course advantage always helps. So, and I think our guys have a chance to win it too. So
will that be two rounds, or will it be?
It's going to be 3 rounds. So
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, it'll be May, whatever that first weekend in May. I think it's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, something like that.
Okay, so someone who's played Hulman Links, I know it can get tight in some spots. What's the difference between the Country Club and Hulman Links?
Yeah, Country Club's going to be a little bit shorter, but it's still going to be a course that you got
pretty fast.
Yeah, they're going to have the greens going pretty fast, and just got to be able to know where to hit it. So I think that'll be helpful to our players.
Course management will definitely be in your favor.
For sure.
Talking about school records as well, you guys have had some golfers go on some really good accomplishments and set some school records. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, this fall has been awesome. It's been awesome both on the guys and the girls side of things. Particularly, we had a tournament in Illinois in the fall where we set 3 school records. Both our 18-hole team record, 36-hole team record, as well as some individual accomplishments. So it's been a lot of fun to watch them play this spring. Both teams are ranked in the top 40 in the country. I think our guys are at 36 and girls are at 37 as we head into the springtime. So both programs have a chance to win a conference championship, and our players have been down working really hard. Even now in the middle of the winter time as we're heading into the spring, working in the simulator, getting ready, things like that.
I was going to say, there's not much, it kind of some 50-degree weather days, so maybe some swings and chipping and putting. Not a whole lot of time here in Indiana, but the simulators are a nice avenue for you guys to get some reps in.
Yep, everybody's been down there, and I even had a couple that got out this past weekend.
Yeah.
It got up to 55, and they felt like it was about 72 out.
It did. All right, one last final thing. You mentioned that you were on the coaching staff. Any advice for Coach Sells being down 5 here to for the second half? Any adjustments that you see?
Man, Hanover always plays tough. These games are always close, and I can't tell you a game we played against Hanover in my 8 years that we won by more than 10 points, right? Like, they're always a close game. It's always who can be the toughest, who can take care of the ball the best. So, I don't know. Take that for what it is.
Keep focusing on the little things, right? Well,
Sure.
Coach John Lester, head men's and women's golf coach, thanks for visiting us here at halftime.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a short break. Again, Hanover on top of Rose-Hulman by a score of 31-26. We'll take a short break. We're on RHIT.TV.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further. So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SED Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
$575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us to one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Welcome back once again to Rose-Hulman. Halftime score 31-26, and we do have the official first half numbers, and just a couple of things that stood out to me, and then I'll let you run down those first half stats. Number one, neither team shot very well. And number two, when you look at Rose-Hulman, they had no points off their bench in the first half, no fast break points, no second chance points either. And Tell you what, they're going to have to change a little bit of that, I would imagine, in the second half to win this game. And then, of course, on the other side, Hanover, a team that generally gets to the free throw line quite a bit, didn't get there very much.
Yeah, Troy, I think if you're Rose-Hulman, you got to utilize transition to your advantage. On those missed shots, you're doing well on the defensive boards. Get out and push and try to get some early looks. Don't let that defense get set up, and it would be easier for McGowan to get a post touch in transition, kind of get that ball cut coming from the opposite side. I think that's a great way to initiate your offense. And then you got to get something out of your bench, as you mentioned, maybe a couple of threes, just get something positive going in that regards. And I think if you're Hanover, you're averaging 25 threes a game. You shot 17 threes in that first half, only hit 4 of them for 23%, but you're 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Your bread and butter is getting to the line. Look for that adjustment for them not to settle and really to attack. They didn't even get to the one-on-one bonus situation in the first half, right? So attack the paint, force those officials to call those fouls.
And nobody, either side, got into double figures in scoring. The closest we got was 8 points, I do believe, by William Harold. In fact, he was productive, 8 points in 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
And how about his plus minus? He's a +7 when he's in the game. Big plus minus, though, for Grinomoyer, he was a +10. We look at scoring, Harold with 8. We had Houston with 7. 5 points for Grinomoyer, 2 points for Freeman, 4 points for Donahoe, 5 points or 4 points for Sater, and 1 point for Walls. Rose-Hulman scoring, Troy, looks like this. It's balanced. You have 6 points for McGowan, begin 1 of 7 from the field, so he's got to be able to finish through contact in the paint. He's 4 of 5 from the free throw line. They also got 6 points from Studemeyer on 2 threes. You got 5 from Harden, 5 from Pride, and 4 from Rocco Ritchie. Again, all starters, nothing from the bench. Jenigas had 2 shots from the bench, and really that's the only bench looks that they've had. So got to get some more production for Coach Sales in that second unit.
Yeah, by the way, you speak of minutes played. Jack Jenigas had 10 off the bench. Nobody else had more than 4.5. So they're really going with their starters when you speak of Rose-Hulman. In fact, that's kind of the nature for Hanover. They go with their main guys pretty much most of the time, but you usually see a little deeper bench there for Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, and maybe Coach is trying to shorten up those rotations here at the end of the season, but they haven't clicked yet off the bench. Got to find someone to knock in a bucket and get that bench going.
Well, we're ready for the second half of play. Hanover again with a 31-26 lead. And again, as we mentioned, the other game we're keeping an eye on, Franklin now leading Manchester. That game taking place. They're now at halftime up at Manchester. The Grizzlies at one point had built a double-digit lead. That has been cut to 3, 42-39 again at the half there.
Yeah, that'll be a great contest. Manchester at home usually play really well at home, so Franklin off to a good start. Manchester chipping away at that game. We'll see if they can complete that comeback. It's 3 points there with under 15 minutes to go in the second half.
Now the two big games are this game, Franklin and Manchester. The other game, we'll see how Defiance, they have only won one game this year, but they're home tonight against Mount St. Joe. And the other games involving Transient Bluffton 2-9, Anderson and Earlham at 1-8. So we get some scores. We'll pass those along, but right now it's Rose-Hulman basketball. Here's McGowan off the glass short, and the rebound pulled down by Houston.
He's getting good looks. He's just contested their physical. And, Michael Donahoe had the open lane and lost control. Oh, a bad turnover there because that was a sure 2 points taken off the board.
I think when he went behind the back and he looked up and there was nobody there, it freaked him out because it did me. That was the kind of defense, though, that Rose-Hulman had played against Defiance in the first half, and I know they were not happy with that performance.
Well, the most important thing on the floor is the ball. Got to stop the ball, and you got to have that drive.
That foul's going to go against Ty Houston. He thought he got held by McGowan.
Well, it's physical down there, and it's you got Houston, you got C.J. Walls, all taking their turns at guarding McGowan, and they're smaller but strong. Got a foul called there, though, on Houston, and that's his second.
The fifth-year player. Here's Studemeyer in the corner for three, missed it. And so far, Rose-Hulman offered to begin the second half.
And they've had good looks.
This is Freeman getting the high screen. Skip pass will find Donahoe. And once again, Houston back to Freeman. Freeman driving, adjusting his shot, missing, and the rebound pulled down by Cole Pride. Lead pass will find Rocco Ritchie, and he throws it away.
Tell teams are trying to find a rhythm here after halftime. Some missed shots and some live turnovers.
That ball's going to go out of bounds. Rocco Ritchie was contesting the shot out front, and then you had McGowan and Pride going for the loose basketball, and unfortunately, one of them touched it out of bounds.
Yeah, just some miscommunication. You like the aggressiveness of attacking the basket, but unable to control that rebound.
We will stay at a 5-point lead here in the second half. Rose-Hulman trying to pick up win number 8 in the conference. Improve their chances moving up in the seeding. Fadeaway shot partially blocked as Houston can't get it to go, but great defense that time by Cole Pride.
And they're getting it done at the defensive end. Now just got to convert. Here's Pride to the basket, and he's going to draw a foul.
Donahoe coming from the help side to strip that out of the hands of Pride. Otherwise, he may have dunked that one easily.
Well, and it's a good job by Pride of keeping the post defender on his back as they gambled for that entry pass. He was able to take a clean path to the basket and draw the foul.
Cole Pride, his first trip to the free throw line. They have missed 3 free throws. They haven't been there a whole lot, but they missed 3 of them so far. Pride with 5 points in the first half. Second free throw, he is good. He, along with Studemeyer and McGowan, lead the team in scoring with 6 each. Lead down to 4. Here's Freeman, the high screen by Sater. Now Houston for 3 itself, nothing but net.
And Ty Houston able to create some space, knock down that 3-point shot. His first 3 of the second half.
Shot fake by Harden. Now to be McGowan, back to Harden, draws the double team. Inside to McGowan, left hand might have been partially blocked there by Donahoe.
Donahoe really got up high to challenge that shot by McGowan, forced the miss. Now he gets rewarded with the 3 on the other end.
Rewarded and missed it. Wide open too, by the way. Here is Harden once again. They're looking inside to Pride. Rocco Ritchie back to Harden.
See, that might be a good matchup for Rose, is attack whoever Houston is guarding, since he already has a couple of fouls. Another foul or two, he'll be forced to go to the bench, someone that's a big part of what Hanover does.
Pride for 3, missed it. Well, not a good shooting start for Rose-Hulman in the second half.
Haven't had anything fall yet.
So it's a 7-point lead. A lot of contact there against Donahoe, able to give it out to Freeman. Freeman will now swing it to Houston. Houston fires and hits another one.
Same spot, same result, and a quick timeout by Coach Sales.
The lead is now at 10, the biggest lead of the ball game so far for Hanover, 37-27.
an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger. It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Rose-Hulman basketball brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their mission is building better futures one story at a time. They acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. For more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600.
Little Rocky Top here at Rose-Hulman. Students involved in getting hyped, getting out there and dancing. Troy, we got a late second half score. Defiance in MSJ. MSJ up 64-61. Under 7 minutes to play.
Tight one, huh?
Tight one at Defiance.
Boy, if Mount St. Joe loses that game, you can pretty much say goodbye to them. They lost a tough one to Earlham, and now they're losing to Defiance, the number 10 team.
Defiance, they're clinging to a 3-point lead, the Lions of MSJ.
The drive by Hardin. Here is Janigas for 3, and they're 0 for 5 to begin the second half.
They can't buy it, and they've had some really good looks, whether it's McGowan in the post or some open threes. They have yet to hit a shot here in the second half.
Line drive pass intended there for Sater. Now, he might be the pride of Ellettsville, but that's a tough catch.
He needed his catcher's equipment for that one.
Another timeout on the floor, 15:59 remaining, 37-27 Panthers.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new living mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
Back here at Rose-Hulman, tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. Piper Warehouse is a group of logistics professionals dedicated to working together to provide their clients with a complete logistics package. They have offices in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. For more information, give them a call at 317-396-1023. It's warmed up outside, but the shooting inside here today in the second half is a little cold.
Been tough for both teams. Rose-Hulman 0 for 6 to start the second half, only 1 point coming from the free throw line. Hanover only 2 of 6, but those two have been 3-pointers by Ty Houston.
Shot clock at 14. Good look here at Hardin. Hardin gets the high screen from Janigas. Nowhere to go. Shot clock down to 5. Hardin driving and has his shot blocked. It was Sater getting a hand on it. Lead pass in the corner. It'll be Freeman. Wide open, shot on the way, good, as Donahoe in the act on the threes.
To give Cam Freeman a credit there, though, Troy, he caught that, had a chance at a three, shot fake, and really just found a better three-point attempt. Nice heads-up play there by Cam Freeman.
Great start Here for Hanover to begin the second half. We're 5 minutes in, and now they built a 13-point lead. Harden in the corner. 8 on the shot clock. Janegas, the handoff. Nope, he's going to keep it away from Stoudemire. Gives it back to Stoudemire for 3. They are still over.
Now 0 for 5 this half from three-point line, too.
Harden with the steal and the layup, good.
And they took the lid off of that basket.
But if Harden doesn't get the steal, though, potentially looking at even a further deficit for Rose-Hulman. That's a big play now for the Fighting Engineers. Good look at Greenamoyer. Give it off now to Freeman. Freeman kind of quiet tonight, only 2 points. Shot fake drive, nice spin, and the layup good. How about that, Donahoe?
Wow, he just created some space. He had the whole side to himself, drove to the middle, was able to spin to the block to have a great angle.
Rocco Ritchie, the drive of the basket, good.
It's 3 drives by Rocco Ritchie. He's a shooter, but he's not afraid to put it on the floor and get to the rim.
Lead at 11. This is Houston against Ritchie. Donahoe gives it up on the left wing to Sater. Freeman stops. Back outside now to Donahoe for 3. Got the roll.
Friendly rim, soft touch. Donahoe feeling it after that spin move. Lead now up to 14, Troy.
3's on one side, 2's on the other. Big difference.
The 3s will win.
Here's a 3 the other way by Harden.
Good answer by Harden. They got to try to get this into single digits.
10 points by Harden. Donahoe will find Sater. Sater back to Donahoe. Shot fake drive. Thought about the shot. Gives it back out to Houston. His three-pointer. Deep 3 is no good. And the rebound by Stoudemire.
Deep 3, right. Just a step probably out of his range. Just a little too far. Tried to get a little bit more on it and found the back iron.
How about McGowan spinning to the baseline and scoring?
McGowan got closer to the rim that time. I think that was helpful for him on his spin move, and he was able to finish. Let's see if that'll get him going down in the post.
Well, they're starting to heat up a little bit. Nick Sales, their head coach. Nice to see that as we got a foul call, and before the shot by Houston, it might be Rocco Ritchie, and it is.
Yeah, they got Ritchie on the reach in there. Couldn't stay in front of Houston. That's his second foul, team foul number 2 for the Fighting Engineers.
Off the inbound, a near turnover. Freeman is a 39% three-point shooter. He really hasn't shot a whole lot here tonight. Good look at Houston. And the ball goes out of bounds, and they will say last touched by Jack Janegas.
Only 5 seconds now, though, on the shot clock. So let's see if Rose-Hulman can lock down here on this out of bounds underneath the basket.
Daniel Savovich will check in, averages just over 4 points per game. In the corner, that 3's off the mark. I could see that from here by Sater. As we come up on 12 minutes remaining.
The score here would be three possessions in a row where they've scored. Harden just got a little bit down in no man's land. McGowan just wasn't ready. And there's a turnover.
Timeout on the floor, 11:54 remaining. Hanover leads it by 9.
We're doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
There you see the score, 45-36. Winner this game. If it's Hanover, they move to 10-5. If Rose-Hulman can win it, they'd move to 8-7. If Mount St. Joe loses that game at Defiance, I think you're pretty much solid. 3 games remaining. A lot would have to happen for Mount St. Joe to sneak into that top 6. What's the update there?
Oh, the update says the free throw is good. Defiance trails Mount St. Joe, scores 72-68. 4 minutes remain, so 2-possession game coming down to the wire. MSJ with the ball.
They just began the second half, and Franklin leads Manchester at Manchester 42-39.
Another good one. That's it just goes to show you got to bring it every night in the HCAC. Every team can you can win or lose. I mean, every team's going to bring it. So there's no relaxing, no sure thing when you're playing a game in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference.
Clark, I would imagine you got to get McGowan and Studemeyer going. Only 2 combined points for those 2 players here in the second half.
I would really love to see Studemeyer get that ball and have him drive down the court, have him initiate the offense.
Harold for 3.
Wow.
They're just hitting everything from 3.
His shot is just as pure as a shooter can be. If you ever want to teach a son or a daughter how to shoot a jump shot, boy, he's fundamentally sound.
Entry pass intended there for Janigas. Back in the ballgame, Avery Saunders. Saunders had to sit a little bit in the first half because of foul trouble. Savovich with the basketball. McGowan, 7 on the shot clock. McGowan trying to make a move inside. Janigas throws it off the glass, missed it, rebound Houston.
And here comes transition. The Panthers will push on these misses.
Here's Houston, missed it, rebound, tip up, good by Saunders.
And just that transition offense, the secondary break, it's right there. The defense doesn't get set up. They get all the way to the basket and lead back up to 14.
This is Studemeyer. Janigas now down to McGowan. McGowan spins to the baseline again. Bad angle there, but it manages to get the shot up and good.
A good court awareness by McGowan. He had that kind of a long pivot foot. Was able to regain his balance. Just recognize all he needs to do is to shoot over Houston. Houston's not going to jump up and try to contest.
How about Freeman inside to Saunders, who had a big size advantage against Hardin.
Freeman's just creating plays for others. He's really been effective tonight, not looking for his own points, but getting his teammates involved.
Shot clock at 17. Janigas will hand off to Savovich. Once again, it'll be McGowan. Here is Studemeyer, his real, I think, first shot he has had in the second half.
Yeah, it is, and he's someone that he's scored over 30 points a time or two here, so he's an important part of their offense that I'd really like to see him get going.
By the way, Saunders called on the moving screen. I got to ask you if you can check those stats. The one number I did not talk about at halftime, and I should have, for Rose-Hulman, they had 15 rebounds. They out-rebounded by 4. They did not have a single offensive rebound in the first half. What do they have now?
Offensive rebounds, they have 1 offensive rebound as the Fighting Engineers. They have 20 rebounds total, so Hanover +5 in that category, but they're hanging with them. Hanover just hasn't missed as many shots, and so therefore you're not going to have as many rebounds. But yeah, Hanover's also controlling the glass. 30 rebounds total, rather, for Hanover, so it's +9. Just looking at the wrong line. 30 rebounds to 21 for Rose-Hulman.
But again, you got to get some offensive boards.
Yeah, get some second chance. Offense hasn't been easy for Rose-Hulman tonight.
Rocco Ritchie misses. Freeman with a rebound. Panthers lead it 52-38, and the basketball. Freeman on the drive, working against Studemeyer. Kicks it now to Greenamoyer. Greenamoyer against Savovich. Shot clock at 13, still plenty of time. The crossover drive and a block from behind. Nice play there by Pride to get a piece of the shot by Harold.
That really was, because Harold's someone that's a three-point shooter, so you make a shooter drive.
How about that move on the miss, though, by McGowan? He gets it back, lays it in.
Hey, an offensive rebound, Troy.
Yeah.
They got another rebound.
There you go.
And they're able to convert. It was a good move by McGowan. He actually, after the spin move, really could have just gone up with it right there, but took one extra move that had the awareness to go after that board and put it back.
Here's Freeman looking down low. Sater backing his man down, off the glass, right over the top of McGowan.
That was a big, strong post move by Sater.
I'm learning more about Ellettsville than I ever knew in my life.
Right? The newspaper was called the Ellettsville Journal. How about that?
There you go. I might have to look them up when I get home. Studemeyer unable to hit that shot. Lead at 14. Freeman back once again to Houston. Gets the high screen. Houston against Rocco Ritchie. Layup good.
Well, that's a second strong post-up move by the Panthers down on that left block. Just able to put their man in jail and go up and finish through contact.
Timeout on the floor. 7:58 remaining. It's now a 16-point lead.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care. They're dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, they provide financial compensation. If you'd like more information on Passion to Care, give them a call at 833-420-6640. Clark just informed me it looks like Mount St. Joseph is going to pull that win out at Defiance. So it looks like Mount St. Joe now 6-9. They're hoping to catch Rose-Hulman. If Rose loses this one tonight, they're within a game there. The other one we're watching, Anderson and Earlham.
I'm efforting that right now as we speak, but MSJ had an 8-point lead with 35 seconds left remaining in the ball, so it looks like they're going to be able to take that victory. As Anderson and Earlham doing battle at Anderson tonight. We'll get you an update momentarily.
Franklin now leading Manchester 52-48 with 15 minutes remaining in that contest. They have a long way to go there. Here we've made it into the 8-minute mark, and Hanover's now built a 16-point lead. Rose went cold early here to begin the second half. In the ball game now, Simon Blair, as he will enter the lineup, give them some size. Savovich coming off that low screen, and Daniel Savovich gets his first two. That play coming right out of the timeout. High screen set there for Freeman. Freeman quiet tonight, again just 2 points. But he's been running the show a lot here tonight for Hanover. Freeman, this time the three is way off the mark, and the rebound pulled away there by C.J. Walls, who's come back in the lineup.
Yeah, shot clock didn't reset, though, so let's see what the Panthers can do.
Once again, it'll be Freeman. 2 on the shot clock. Freeman this time missed it. Offensive rebound down low. Great rebound there by Greenemoyer. He'll set up in the corner and hit another one.
That's a backbreaker. You played really good defense for almost 2 consecutive possessions. The offensive rebound lead to a step-back 3.
So now 59-42. There's a 3 on the way and another miss by Rocco Ritchie, and an offensive rebounding foul called. I think they got Cole Pride on this one.
That'll be Pride's second foul, team foul number 2. You got to think if you're Rose-Hulman, the possibility of trying to extend the game and maybe have some fouls.
That ball went out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched, I think, by Hanover. Unless he pointed the wrong way. Nope, he's going to give it back to the Panthers.
Jeremy Swafford, Josh Cook, Scott West, our officiating crew.
And which one is your friend?
That'd be Jeremy Swafford. Right? He's at the scores table right now.
Taking charge, as he should.
He's an Ellettsville guy. And we do have a score, Troy, from Anderson. The Ravens on top of Earlham, 63-42 with 14:39 left. So the Ravens can put up some points.
Yeah.
63 points with almost the whole second half left. They go over that 100-point mark for the 3rd time in a row and 4th time in 5 games.
Shot fake and the drive, and off the glass, missed it short as Walls. Coming up on 6 minutes to go. Harden will find Rocco Ritchie with the basketball. Savovich, pull-up jumper from 15, no, and the rebound by Walls. Yeah, Anderson, they're likely to finish out this thing only with 2 losses, and they're going to be the number 1 seed.
They can score the basketball. I mean, you score 100 points, you don't even have to play that great a defense to chalk up a victory.
Shot clock at 10. With the basketball is Harold. Once again, it'll be Freeman. The high screen by Sater. Freeman driving down the lane. Layup good with the left hand. And they're going to call a foul.
Got the foul on the block as he little body contact on the follow through. Hands went down. Free throw good. If he makes this, could be a 20-point lead.
See a change as Miles McGowan coming in, and for head coach Nick Sales, he can just kind of look on right now. That cold shooting put him in a big hole here to begin the second half, and all those threes hit by Hanover has given them quite a pad here late in the ball game.
And Troy, we talk about Cam Freeman not shooting so much. 8 assists on the night for Cam Freeman to go with that and 1 opportunity. So he's getting it done. Leading the way for Hanover right now is Houston with 15 and Donahoe with 12 and 11 for Harold.
So it's a 20-point lead. There's a drive basket good. Rocco Ritchie, and he's fouled.
Ritchie again getting to the basket. He's got those long arms, and he really uses it to his advantage. He's able to get it a half step ahead of the defenders. We see it on the replay. Great job there by Daniel Miller underneath the hoop. And our producer, Ben Wood, on the replay as Ritchie comes into your living room and gets the and 1.
Much needed. 3-point play there by Rose-Hulman. So now Hanover, they can use a lot of clock right here. This will be big. Freeman drives in the corner. Greenamoyer for 3, and there's another big one.
And 9 assists now for Freeman as he's just able to use his athleticism to beat his defender one-on-one and get to the middle.
7 threes here in the second half for Hanover. Harden on the drive, lost his footing, and then the rebound by Sater. Here's Freeman back the other way. And they'll use some clock right here in the half court. Freeman gets the screen by Sater. And the ball knocked out of bounds by Savovich. 17 on the shot clock.
A good job of decision making by Freeman. Only a freshman, has a nice feel for the game though.
Yeah, Freeman now with 5 points, but you mentioned the assists, how big they've been here tonight. This is Houston with a basketball, backdoor cut. Greenamoyer got trapped underneath. Wisely brings it out. 2 on the shot clock. Houston will fire and miss everything as they just lost track of where that shot clock was.
Yeah, and good defense, good recovery by Rose-Hulman's defense. Obviously a contested, tough 3 by Ty Houston. Doesn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation, turnover to Rose-Hulman.
By the way, if Earlham loses tonight, they are officially eliminated. There's nothing they can do. Bluffton and Defiance also eliminated from any playoff contention. So now it's down to the last 7 teams. Good ball movement. Rocco Ritchie has his shot blocked, able to get it back. Savovich will find Harden. Shot fake, step back 3 on the way, no good. And the rebound by Donahoe. And we have a jump ball as sneaking in there was Bradley Harden.
Harden not giving up on the play. He missed the 3, but his hustle tying it up with the alternating possession. Ball will go back to the Hanover Panthers.
By the way, on Saturday, Hanover will be at Defiance. And on Saturday, Anderson is at Bluffton. Rose-Hulman has to travel to Mount St. Joe, but that's a winnable game. Manchester at Transylvania, and Franklin is at Earlham.
Yeah, I think it's important for Rose as we look at the upcoming schedule. If you're going to get in that tournament, which it looks like if they close the season out like we think they should, they will. It's building some positive juice and momentum, right, heading into that postseason, because anything can happen in that HCAC tournament play.
lead at 22. By the way, that was Coleman Sater. He has 8 points. Here is the 3 by Pride, and that's going to be missed as it goes over the top of the backboard. Still a 2-point ball game. Franklin is leading Manchester, now tied at 53. Timeout here. 3:23 remaining. It's Hanover leading it by 22.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
We're going to see some new faces in now for Rose-Hulman. They will bring in Jack Murphy. Also coming to the lineup, Gabe Adams. Troy McManus is checked in. Also back in the lineup will be Benny Smith. And also coming in will be Harry Weston. So I think they have kind of thrown in the towel right here for the last 3.5 minutes. Keep an eye on that Manchester-Franklin game as long as we're here tonight. Here is Houston. Works it out front as Kyle Krim is checked back in. How about that shot again by Greenemoyer?
Yeah, not settling. They're attacking the basket. They haven't been to the free throw line a lot tonight, but they shot the 3 ball really well, has Hanover, and able to now get into the paint.
How about that shot down low by Murphy?
Yeah, the 6'6" Murphy from Westport, Connecticut, able to kind of spin the other way and really keep the ball away from the defender, a little kind of post-baby hook shot.
Nice pass inside to Sater, and he lays it in. He's in double figures as well.
I don't know if you've seen anyone on a pick and roll harder than Sater does to the basket. He does an excellent job with that.
Well, after knowing that you're from there, I would expect nothing less. I'd be highly disappointed. Here's a 3 the other way by Adams.
It was a good look.
In fact, I'm a little surprised you haven't gone down there and,
Well, hey, pregame, I can light it up in pregame. No one guarding me. Get a 28.5-inch ball, a women's ball. Look out.
Timeout here by Hanover. This will be just a 30-second timeout. So as things stand right now, Anderson, they're winning big over Earlham. They'll go to 13-2 with 3 games remaining. Hanover will go to 10-5. They're hoping Franklin loses at Manchester.
An update for Anderson with 1:28 left. Anderson on top, 94-66.
Think they'll win that? Well, they're going to get the 100 for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're wanting to do now is to try to hit that century mark. They've been playing some really good basketball.
I think Rose-Hulman would like to see Franklin lose tonight to Manchester and give them a chance maybe to get to that number 5 spot with 3 games remaining. So, but right now they're leading at 63-55.
And if it holds true, they would probably play Hanover if the seedings right now were the same, which I'm sure they'd like another crack at this Panther team.
Down low here to Saunders, and he's going to get fouled and go to the line for 2.
Good move by Saunders. He's getting some nice play for him off the bench from Southmont.
By the way, the last week of the season, Rose will get Franklin here. We have that game. That'll be on a Friday night. That could be another huge game.
Be a good game for you. Friday night.
I'm hoping
Over
that
Terre Haute.
I'm hoping that the Cush ride we got tonight will be coming over that night too. But I guess you're not.
Hey,
huh?
it's the potholes. You got to watch the potholes.
Yeah, boy, don't you? So coming into the lineup now for Rose, or I should say for Hanover, number 33, which is Matt Munoz. Down a minute 40 to go. Big second half here for Hanover with a left hand, no good by Murphy. And we've got a rebounding foul.
I think it was on the Saunders on the blockout. It's team foul number 5 for Hanover.
By the way, also on that last weekend, Manchester will be at Anderson. So Manchester will have a chance to get up in the standings a little bit as that shot hit by Kyle, or take that back by 15, Troy McManus. There's still some big games. 3 weeks left, or actually 3 games left. So there's a lot that can still happen. Manchester has to go to Transy, and they have to go to Anderson, number 1 and number 2.
That'll be a fantastic matchup.
They are down, speaking of Manchester, by 11 now to Franklin. How about Munoz with the left hand and the near dunk on the putback by Saunders. Saunders powering his way in will score.
Avery Saunders, 6'6", 210. Tried to throw that rebound jam back down. Couldn't get it, but was able to catch the air ball from Munoz and go back up and earn an and-1 trip.
Free throw is missed. So we'll stay at 75-49. McManus now for Rose-Hulman. Smith with the basketball, looking inside, nothing there. 14 on the shot clock. Floater on the way, good by Harry Weston. Harry Weston a couple of weeks ago got some big-time playing time. So
that was a really nice shot by Harry Weston. Keep building that confidence. Just take advantage of the time you get when you get it.
So down to our final 19 seconds. There's about a 2-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock, but see, Hanover will just hold on to it as Bryce Gilman out of Clinton, Indiana, a 6-foot senior in the lineup now.
That's not far from here, just north of Terre Haute at South Vermilion High School.
That will be a shot clock violation, so Hanover is going to win this one here tonight. See if Rose can get one final shot off. Rose will have to regroup as they will head to Mount St. Joe on Saturday. Mount St. Joe again getting the win tonight. So that'll be a big contest as Mount St. Joe trying to catch Rose-Hulman for that final spot for the HCAC playoffs. But a cold beginning to the second half really cost Hanover in this, or I should say cost Rose-Hulman in this one.
Yeah, a couple of stats just to kind of look at that tells the story. Field goal percentage-wise, Hanover shooting 46% to Rose's 35%. Three-point shooting, Hanover 36% to Rose's 18%. Rose only 4 of 22 from the three-point line. And then rebounding, we knew the advantage might go to Hanover in that category, and they out-rebounded Rose 41-26. Another telling stat: if you're missing shots, the other team rebounds, you're in transition, and it leads to easy baskets.
All right, that will do it for us tonight. Thanks to our crew for doing another excellent job. One other update, Franklin leading Manchester 66-55 with about 7 minutes remaining in that one. Final score here, Hanover picks up the win 75-51. This has been Rose-Hulman Basketball on RHITV.tv.